Welcome to the Quality Problems Podcast, where we see problems as opportunities to learn, develop, and grow, both on a personal level and with your dog. In this podcast, we'll provide a unique perspective and the tools you'll need to take on challenges and come up with problem-solving solutions. The bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. Now let's get to problem solving. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Quality Problems Podcast, episode number 4. It's your host, Stan Smith, CEO of XDOG, and today's topic is a very interesting topic. We're going to talk about self-discipline and the important role it plays when it comes to achieving a specific result. With that being said, for those that are new to the podcast, welcome, and for those who are not new, welcome back. We always appreciate your support, and we could not achieve what we're achieving without it. So today we're going to talk about self-discipline. Now, it does not matter if you're trying to achieve something with your dog or in your personal life, financial, fitness, relationships. If you're not self-disciplined, it's a hole in your bucket. It's something that you can actually control. I used to talk to my son about this all the time because, he was undersized. And that was a factor that he really couldn't control. You know what I mean? It was something that, when he played football, he's like, oh, you're undersized. You need to eat more. You need to gain more weight. Well, obviously that's pretty hard. You understand that. Yeah. That's one of the things that you're trying to do in fitness and with your health is to gain quality mass and muscle, but doing it the right way. But self-discipline, having a self-driven mentality, that is something you can control. You can control the size of it. You can control your effort. It's absolutely something that you can control. And if you're not doing it, it does not matter. You can go after a certain goal, and if you're not getting that specific result, you're gonna have to look at what you're sacrificing, what type of discipline and what type of effort you're putting in to achieving that goal. And you have to be self-disciplined. So today I'm gonna start out. We're gonna talk to Logan about some of the things that he's trying to be more self-disciplined in, and I know we talk about this on a daily basis. I watch him do it, but your personal fitness and your health, where could you actually become better at when it comes to your self-discipline and achieving your goals?
Straight up, it's going to be consistency. I know you come in here and you see me, week after week, I'll meal prep and I'll do those certain things, but then you'll see me, eating something I don't need to be eating, or you'll see me fall off of what I've been trying to do. For the courses of the weeks. And it's always comes down to, when it comes down to self-discipline, it comes down to consistency for me. Like, I can never stay consistent. And that's something I'm trying to focus on is constantly repping the same thing, regardless if it's, like it goes for nutrition, but also goes for everything I do here at XDOG, phone calls.
Yeah.
I try to make sure I'm consistent with my leads, what I'm doing financially, what I'm doing in nutrition. I think that boils down for me personally. It's just having that consistency, because once you have that, you find your lane, you get on a roll, and the next thing you know, a month later, 2 months later, you see the results. Whether then you're doing something for 2 weeks and you stop, and then you try to do it again, and then you stop, you try to do it again. It's not gonna work. It's never gonna work. You have to be consistent every single time, and that's something that I try to tell myself, and I preach to other people. Obviously, like on this podcast, I'm trying to preach to these people that self-discipline goes a long way, but you have to have consistency with it. So that's something that I try to focus on.
So being more self-disciplined with your consistency.
Is
there things that you do in the morning as far as, like, I know for me, I have a personal power list. There's things that my morning routine is I'm very disciplined on that. Like, I had to wake up just to fit my day. I have to minimally wake up by 4:30 and get my day started. So I start out with like morning gratitude. I go and work out. I don't even pick up my phone. I'm so disciplined now that I don't even pick up my phone and check messages and stuff like that until I'm done with my morning routine, which is morning gratitude in my journal. Going and working out, optimizing my body, and then reading my, a self-improvement book. In this case, it's Jonathan Maxwell, where I'm working on my leadership skills.
Yeah, when I started the power list, that was something that helped me when it came to self-discipline and consistency, because I felt like I was obligated to do it. And then after I got through the power list, it probably took about 4 months. I got through the power list, and now it's like my consistency on doing those things. I already do those. So now something that I try to do every morning, I try to get up every morning, and the first thing I do is try to hydrate myself. Try to get a solid bottle of water, one or two bottles of water, hydrate myself, get myself started. Because I'm not really like a coffee guy or energy drink guy. Like I don't, I just feel like if I have, something that's going to hydrate myself, like water, Gatorade, whatever it is, and I hit the gym hard in the morning, and then I feel like after there, it all goes to my nutrition, because that's when it's just between that time I'd fall. If I wouldn't get the solid breakfast that I need, I'd stop and get donuts, or I'd do something that ain't gonna work for me, and I would do it, on and off, and it's not gonna work out. So I just gotta be self-disciplined when it comes to, doing the things that I'm getting up and I'm trying to attack the day doing every single day, just like you get up and you do your gratitude, you do your, cold shower, you read your book, you don't look at your phone. Look how far you've got probably from 6 months ago,
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you say cold shower?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Wim Hof, man.
You take a cold shower in the morning?
He put me on. I don't know.
3 minutes.
You take one too?
I tried, man. A little warm.
Not me, brother.
Man, I'm telling
gotta
you,
be
it's
warm.
exhilarating. It wakes up your body. It takes some discipline. It takes some time to learn it and to have mental fortitude. I'm trying to work my way up to like 6 or 7 minutes. I do about 5 minutes.
In a cold shower?
Yeah, in the morning.
Won't happen.
Yeah.
Throw
But
in your bucket. So let's talk about dog training, discipline when it comes to that. Like, how important is being disciplined with and consistent with your dog training and to achieving a specific result?
Well, first, before I touch on the dogs, one thing that I have to work on and be more consistent at is being a better husband.
Yeah.
Like, most men don't think, hey, I'm supposed to wash dishes, or only thing I'm supposed to do is carry out the trash
Little
and
things.
provide financially and things outside the house like the lawn. I'm going to work on being a better husband by helping get all the kids ready in the morning, take a load off my wife, by listening to her better, having better communication with my wife.
Sure.
I'm going to make sure I do those things. And me and my wife, we don't have a bad marriage. Things are great with us. But one thing that we do as a couple and we work on is we did not do marriage counseling before we got married. But what we do now is we've been going to marriage counseling if things are great or if things are bad every Thursday.
Sure.
Me and my wife do that. And what that does for me and my wife is it opens up another avenue in a different way that we can communicate and understand each other's point of views.
Absolutely.
So that's one thing I encourage everyone to do. My good friend Mike, his daughter is about to get married. And he was speaking to me about paying for a wedding.
Sure.
And I told him, hey, instead of doing that, pay for some marriage counseling.
Yeah.
And his answer to me was, hey, they already did 12 weeks of marriage counseling. Are they going to stay married for just 13 weeks? No, they need to continue doing that.
Speaking of Mike, how's everything going with his nutrition? Is he disciplined in that area?
He starts off really well.
Yeah.
He still owes me $50 from the last time we started this journey. But Mike, that's my boy,
Yeah.
but he knows he's fat.
What?
Yeah, Mike's fat or obese or heavy, however you want to word
Yeah.
it. And I give him hell about it.
Yeah.
I give him hell about it because I want him to be around. I love Mike like a brother. I want him to be around for his grandkids. I want him to be around. He wants to lose weight now to be in a good tux for his daughter's wedding.
Absolutely.
Hey, but after that wedding, you have to continue on with that mindset.
Self-discipline.
I tell Mike that. And
Right.
I can tell when he gains weight. I see Mike 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, Mike, you putting on some weight, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. And then he slipped up and said, hey, I only gained 5 pounds. You know how much 5 pounds is on a human's body? It's a lot.
Yeah.
And it shows. So, Mike, he's working in progress, but he's going to get it.
So, is there a routine that you do that helps you, become more self-disciplined, or do you kind of just like freestyle it?
Yeah. The way I was raised, I was raised in sports. I'm very athletic. I'm very, very competitive.
Yeah, I never knew that.
And
By
shut
looking
up.
at you.
Shut up, Stan. Hey, but what I do in the mornings, right? I do not eat anything, right?
Yeah.
I may have a bottle of water. Then I hit the gym. I started off I was 197 pounds, now 197.8.
You look
January
way bigger
2nd.
than that.
January 2nd. I was huge.
Yeah, you looked huge.
Shut up, Stan, again. But now I'm 169.
It's crazy. That's
I
awesome.
weighed myself this morning. I was 169.2 this morning. But what I do is I drink a bottle of water. I hit the treadmill. I started off hitting the treadmill at 60 minutes.
Yeah.
And I put it on 15 incline. When I first started back, it was very difficult for me, so I put it on 3.2 for the speed.
Sure.
I walk it. Then I start lowering it down to 45 once I start dropping weight, 45 minutes. I'll walk it. Went down to 30 minutes. I'll run for a minute. For 30 seconds. I'll walk for 5 minutes.
So you had to gradually.
Yes. But now I have it on 10 minutes, 15 incline, 5.2 walking, 8.2 sprinting. So I sprint incline for 30 seconds, then I walk a minute. Then I sprint another 30 seconds. Then I walk a minute for a straight 10 minutes. Now I'm working out, hitting weights, trying to build muscle mass. But that being said, it takes a lot. It's mental.
Yes.
And that's something that I'm very, very good at conquering. It's something that's a mental blockage. I've been very, very successful at overcoming that hurdle.
So you don't have a trainer. You're self-driven when it comes to.
No, I started off with a trainer. It's a good friend of mine. Went to college with me, named Marcel Brown. Marcel, if any women are watching and you watch that show, The Real,
Yeah.
and this big black guy comes out named Marcel, that's my good friend. He gave me a good meal plan. He competes when it comes to working out, and if you ever need some help, look him up on Instagram. It used to be Sell It Fit. I think it's like Method Marcel something now, but his name is Marcel Brown. If you just type that in, I'm pretty sure you can find him. That guy will get you in shape. He'll give you your meal plan as well as workout plans. And I started off with him, and I stick with his cycle. It works for me.
Yeah. You know what I noticed that both of you guys talked about is that you start out with a bottle of water. As you know, I'm pretty disciplined. I'm like I fell off for a little bit, but I wasn't disciplined. But I'm on day 10 right now for a gallon of water a day. It's very important, guys. If you guys are not drinking water, it's critical to your mood, your brain health,
Absolutely.
your body. When you sleep at night, they say you lose about a pound of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very important to hydrate your system. And, you know, the more water you drink, the less other bullshit you drink, you know? Like,
Yeah. I don't drink Coke and stuff anymore. I rather drink tea.
Hey,
I
because
mean, it's just
if you don't have enough water in your body, your brain is going to tell you, hey, I'm thirsty. So you're going to grab the first thing that's full of sugar. You're going to throw it back, and that's only going to make you more thirsty.
I wake up thirsty as hell. So I mean,
I do too.
I drink water every morning, man. But it, like you said, it goes a long way. It really helps me. I mean, it just, like I said, I'm not an energy guy, like a coffee energy drink guy, but like I get some fresh water in me, it just sparks me up, you know? Like
Absolutely.
well, you know, you talked about, so I intermittent fast too. So like I'm really disciplined on when I eat as well. So I don't eat my first meal until noon. And I, for some reason, man, from like about 11 o'clock, I'm super hungry. But when I hit 12, then I'm like, okay, I got past that threshold, that mental threshold, and I'm good till like 1 or 2. Sometimes I haven't been eating till like 1, 2, or 3 o'clock later in the day because we get so active around here and we get busy. What you say you don't eat first thing in the morning? When's your first meal?
Immediately after workout.
After workout.
Immediately have a smoothie, a protein smoothie. And this is what my smoothie is, right? I have kale.
Sure.
I have strawberries. I have bananas and mangoes. I have a probiotic. I have isopure vanilla in my smoothie. No yogurt.
Gotcha.
I have those twice a day.
You know, yogurt is you can get yogurt. It's high. It has natural probiotics in it.
Yeah, I just choose to stay away from it for
Gives
the
you
time
gas. You're lactose intolerant.
No.
I said, man, you've had gas before. I know. Like,
If I have gas, it may peel your eyelid back.
oh shit.
But no, man. That's what I have. I have those smoothies, and then I have certain ounces of protein in my food. So I was eating chicken and fish, but now I'm just eating Beyond Burgers,
Sure.
and black bean burgers, unlimited vegetables, no bread at all. Absolutely.
How
no
often
bread.
do you eat a day? How many times a day do you eat?
I eat twice a day.
Twice a day. Okay. And you, on the other hand, eat.
Yeah, I mean, I eat like 5 times a day.
But I eat twice meals, but I
Yeah.
have snacks. Like I have a rice cake with almond almond butter.
Do you cut off a time? Like, is there a time when you stop eating?
after 7 p.m.?
So
I
you're pretty much intermittent fasting.
Yeah,
too.
I have nothing after 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like what worked for me, and it really brought my energy levels up. And this is maybe something that you may want to consider is intermittent fasting. It changed my life. I know a lot of successful people who intermittent fast because people don't understand when you eat multiple meals a day. Like they train you to eat multiple meals a day, right?
Yes.
But for me, I crash. If I eat multiple
Yes.
meals a day, I crash. But what it does is it increases the digestive enzymes in your stomach, so it really increases your appetite. But since I've intermittent fasted, I eat about one meal a day, you know, and maybe I'll have an additional snack later. He wouldn't be able to handle it. He don't like to eat. But you sound like you're doing some intermittent fasting.
Absolutely. Now, this weekend, I had a lot of family in town due to my cousin being injured out in Mansfield. So we went to a place here in Forney called Mom and Daughters. Mama and Daughters.
Yeah,
right?
mom daughters.
The
Yeah.
worst canned macaroni I've ever had in my
I've
entire
never
life.
had that food,
You
right?
didn't like it?
I had that breakfast.
Oh, okay.
And I was looking for everything that wasn't meat, right? They had
Right.
turkey sausage. I said, okay, I'll take that. Then they had a French toast. I was like, man, I haven't had a cheat meal. I had that French toast. It was so good, but after eating it, I felt like
Yeah.
Shit.
crap.
Yeah.
I was tired the whole entire
Yeah.
day.
Does it
seemed
to you,
like.
man.
And I was like, man, I'm never eating like that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, you know, people talk about that cheat meal, and that cheat meal is not a form of being self-disciplined.
Yeah.
You know, you cannot, I don't know, man. The cheat meal thing, to me, it's an excuse. I personally love cheat meals, but
Yeah.
I had to change my language on that. Like, cheat meals is it's non-negotiable no more.
Yeah.
Now Mike is big on cheat meals.
Yeah.
He's big on cheat meals. But you know what he call it? Cheat day.
Cheat day. Yeah. So it's
Damn
cheat
you,
meals
Mike.
all day.
Mike
But-
cheats all day
yeah.
on Sunday.
So let's get into the dog aspect of training.
Okay.
You know, you achieved the PSA 3, which is remarkable in its own right. As far as training goes, I've learned some valuable tips. You know, Triton, I wasn't disciplined and consistent with training in my pack. I didn't know how to speak to them. But watching you work with some of your clients here at the headquarters, I was using some of your tips. You're kind of like a mentor, you know, even though you haven't really personally trained yet. And I'm gonna be getting into that. I want a decoy. I'm gonna start doing that.
All
shit.
right.
So I put it on here. I'm gonna start my decoy journey.
Oh yeah.
And I started it out when we did the photo shoot with the red vest, and this asshole over here sent Casino.
Like a 50-yard sin.
Dude,
Yeah, I did,
and you know what I started thinking about this morning? I was like, this asshole, man, because how many videos did you put up and him knocking decoys out, like experienced decoys out?
Oh, it's
And
a lot. There's a lot of videos.
Yeah, exactly. A lot.
Could have called them off too.
He could have called him off. He could have, but nah. Let's do about 75 yards, hard. Boom, knock me off my feet. I literally
Crazy.
damn near shit my pants.
How many times did you fart?
No, it was like machine gun. Like literally, dude. I tried to stand up. You're like, just slowly walk back. I tried to stay up, right? There was no staying up, man.
That was
But,
the funniest day, man.
I remember that.
Yeah,
shit.
everybody had a blast with that one except me. No, I actually liked it. But let's talk about if somebody's beginning and they're trying to achieve like some levels in any type of dog sport. How important is being self-disciplined in the training aspect of it?
Okay, I'm going to touch on this, right? So we had some people, not disturbed, but they was concerned or had some questions about the way I train my dogs, my personal dogs. And it takes a lot of self-discipline to stick to that method because some people feel like, oh, gosh, I didn't feed my dog, right?
Yeah.
No, you offered to feed your dog. It's
Yes.
totally up to that dog to eat when you offer that food.
Sure.
So if you don't have a lot of control, you're going to give in
Yeah.
and you're going to feel bad. And you can't do that if you want to compete on a high level.
Stop right there. And I'm going to let you get back on that topic. People think that, I fast my dogs once a week for the purpose of benefiting their health.
Yes.
So the reality is if your dog is not really that hungry, as far as you can actually overfeed your dog and you're not helping the dog. You're actually hurting the dog
Yes.
and reducing the opportunity for it to live a longer life. But I'm
Yes.
going to let you go ahead and finish on that topic, and I'm going to tell you how you helped me with that.
Okay. So if you don't have that self control, and you're not going to be able to compete on a high level.
Okay.
If you do, you're not going to achieve the goal that you have set in front of you.
Yeah.
So the reason why we do that is we need eye contact from our dog, right?
Yes.
We need our dog to give what we call an attention heel,
Okay.
looking up at us. And the reason why is because when you get to that high level, there's going to be tons and tons and tons of distractions going on. So your dog has to be in tune with you and you only. And
Distractions is an understatement.
Yeah.
I mean, multiple decoys. I mean, talk about the dog having to be self-disciplined is
yes, the dog
insane.
has to be. That's what I mean. You have to be on the same page. You have to be in tune with each other. Both of you all have to understand where you came from. The foundation starts day one from a puppy. All right. So it's not going to take a puppy 8, 9, 10 days to understand. Hey, I have to pay attention.
Yeah.
In order to be his partner.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say survives because some people might think, oh crap, if you don't pay attention, he's going to die.
Sure.
My dogs will never die. My dogs have a better life than most people.
Yeah. No,
That's a
I
fact.
can attest for that.
That's a fact. So if you see my dogs, you're going to be like, oh, okay, his dogs are really, really in shape. They're not skinny. They have muscle tone, and they work their butts off.
Yeah.
So you have to be like that. Still with Casino. Casino still has to give me a sit, down, stand, or down, sit, stand, whichever one, whichever order. He has to do something to eat to this day, and he's retired. Because you never know when I want to do something with him, he's going to have to listen.
Yeah.
Right? Casino flies on an airplane with me. He has to listen. Casino goes to the ESPN ESPYs with me. He has to listen.
Yes.
It doesn't matter where he's at. He's going to have to be in tune with me when I require for him to be in tune with me. And that goes with self-discipline from your training early on in life until the day your dog passes on.
Yeah, because those areas that you're bringing them to, it's not just for the safety of other people, but the safety of your dog.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
So I apologize if I offended anyone, but I apologize in advance because I'm going to continue offending you because I'm going to stay true to what works for me. Now, one thing that I encourage everyone to do, and that's including myself, there's never going to be the best trainer in the world. I'm never going to be the best trainer in the world.
Yeah.
No one on earth is going to be the best trainer in the world because you need to continue to learn from each other.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's crazy is that I don't know why I wasn't doing it, but I started making my dogs work for their meals.
Absolutely.
And it changed the whole relationship with my dogs. Like, it was crazy. Like Triton, he's 3 years old, going on 4 years old. Last night he slept in our bed. Like, he literally slept in our bed. Triton used to be a dog that I failed him. I wasn't communicating with him right. I wasn't speaking his language, and shoot, man, it was one of those things where we wouldn't even let him roam around the house because he was just all over the place. He didn't know what I wanted from him because I failed to communicate with him correctly. So I started working with him prior to his meals using the hot dog as treats, sit, down, stay, place, shake. He's like a robot now. Now, by no means am I competing in any type of dog sport, but now he's like my road dog. Like, wake up in the morning, he jumps in the car with me. He knows we're going up here. He knows how to act up here. When we leave, he's my dream dog now.
Yeah.
Where before he wasn't disciplined.
Yeah.
Yesterday we shot a video together. It's so much more fun. Now my other two dogs, Bella and Mega. Bella's a chocolate cocker spaniel, and yeah, she's one of my favorites. And Mega's an XL bully. The day before yesterday, I couldn't get them to sit or down, and because I'm making them work, whether it's to open the door and to go outside and eat.
Yes.
Well, they didn't do it. Well, guess what? I didn't feed them that night.
Yeah.
The next day, guess what happened? Was on point like crazy. So, does a dog know? For example, like if I told Mega to down and he didn't down for his food, and then I didn't feed him that night, the next day I said down, he instantly down and did everything I asked him to do. They know. Do they know that what you want from them sometimes, and just say, you know what, I ain't doing that?
Yeah, dogs know. So what I do is, and this takes a lot of self-discipline, right? And it's time-consuming. Free shaping is so time-consuming. I love learning on a puppy also, but when it comes to free shaping, for example, you see me with the box with my dog, right? He's offering me all these different behaviors.
Uh-huh.
Then I pay him for the behavior I want him to be in, right?
Yeah.
Later on, I put a word with that behavior.
Okay.
So the dog understands. And the reason I love free shaping, I love it so much, is because when you get to the upper levels in any sport that you're in, you're not clouding your dog's brain, right? So you're allowing your dog to be able to think for himself when he's out there. So if I'm doing directionals, I have 4 or 5 decoys out here, right?
Sure.
I tell my dog, Fooligan, target. He's on the target.
Yeah.
If he's looking to the left, but I want him to go to the right, I'm not going to say no, 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 because I'm clouding his brain.
Sure.
I'm going to allow him to scan the field.
Okay.
Scan the field. As soon as he gets to the target I want him to be on, then I confirm it.
Gotcha.
Good. Good. Stellan. Yes, he got rewarded. I bridged it. I marked it.
Gotcha.
Got it? Stellan, yes, he got that. So he understands, oh, okay, I can scan this field all day. And as soon as I get to the one he wants me on, boom, I lock in because he's going to confirm it.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's the way. Free shaping helps with that as well. It allows the dog to think early on and make his own decision once you confirm it.
Another area that we haven't really discussed is, being self-disciplined on your spending habits when it comes to achieving a goal or result. What are some of the things that you're doing now, Logan? I know you have financial goals and stuff. What are some of the things that you're sacrificing, I guess, and being self-disciplined in when it comes to that area?
Sacrificing a lot of stuff now. Obviously I tell you all the time, one of my goals is to be a 6-figure man by the time I'm 25. That gives me a 2.5, 3-year span. And I think the way that I'm managing my money and the way I'm doing stuff now, I have the potential to get there. Obviously, with company growth and stuff like that. But spending habits, man. I'm just spending money on dumb shit.
Like what? The club?
Bottles
and blondes?
Like
That's
the
a plug.
club, going to the club, or just even going and buying stuff. You get paid and I gotta go buy some shoes. I gotta go buy stuff that you already have or you have multiples of that there's no really need to have it anymore.
Yeah, I noticed your shoe game's kind of weak now.
My shoe game's up there. I just don't.
No, hey, that's a sacrifice you're willing to make.
If
though.
you guys can see the shoes he have on right now.
Well, I know that we, the first part of this podcast, we touched on, nutrition. It's something we all agree on, something we can all, better ourselves at. But I think a major factor too is just, having financial freedom and learning what to invest your money into and what not to invest your money into, and being self-disciplined when it comes to, saving your money and spending your money wisely. That's something I've truly learned the last 6 months is self-discipline when it comes to spending habits and growing myself financially. And obviously, like I said, I want to be a 6-figure man by the time I'm 25, and that's something I'm reaching for and I'm striving for every day. So, and what's something that you kind of focus on when it comes to financial? I mean, obviously, I know that you're the CEO of a company, but
see, people think being a CEO of a company. I mean, you are an entrepreneur, Derek, so you understand this. There's a lot of things, for example, where Steven and I we've had to be very self-disciplined on. I mean, instead of going out and getting the Ferrari or the Bentley or anything like that, we said, look, where can we invest in scale up our brand so we can impact more people? So in our situation, it was investing in people, like you, AZ, Gomi, Kendall, Patrick, investing into this headquarters because we always play long term, like we play long ball. For us, it's where are we going to be at in, let's say, 2021. We're already thinking about that. We have people that I've noticed a couple of companies that are following me on they would be considered competitors, but if they're watching what we're doing now and implementing the things that we're doing now, they're already 2 years behind us. Yeah. So we never worry about stuff like that. But everything we do, being really disciplined on our spending habits and what we're investing in and seeing where our returns are going to be at,
Right.
It takes a lot of discipline, man, especially, when you scale up and you're making more money than you normally have and you're generating more revenue, saying, hey, look, I mean, you notice me, man.
Well, it's kind of a scary thing, man. I mean, there's times where I would take the money I have now and I'm thinking about investing into something, and it's kind of like, you don't want you hate to see the money go.
Well, here's another thing that you watch me. I had to be really self-disciplined because I'm an alcoholic, and when I got rid of drinking, my personal finances shot up crazy because I would literally spend $150, $200 a day drinking.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
And it was like, now there's no, like, forget that.
Yeah.
I'm really, really self-disciplined when it comes to alcohol now. Almost 180 days in, and not even a drop. I can't have a drop. Not one drop of alcohol. Right. So
that's the reason I kind of brought up the topic is, or you brought up the topic is because, for whoever's listening is that, you're going to be self-disciplined in your nutrition, your exercise, and your life and stuff like that. But, if you want to have financial freedom at the end of the day, like, learn to invest into stuff that's going to help you, you grow. Like, when I go to the grocery store, man, like, I don't just go buy a bunch of random shit that's going to sit in the pantry and that I'm not going to eat or that's not going to benefit me in my nutrition. So I go and I spend my money very wisely on stuff. Like, I'll buy like 2-3 cases of water and bring it to the house because that's all I'm going to drink.
Yeah.
Have you ever been broke?
Yeah, I have.
Once you've been broke, like I'm talking about broke.
Like eating bread for dinner?
No, like asking to borrow bread for dinner. Once you've been broke, then you would understand how to spend your money. Mm-hmm. With me, some people say I'm very, very cheap. Yeah. Right? Man, I throw on a pair of jeans. Hell, I might wear them same pair of jeans 2 or 3 days in a row. Yeah. So if someone laughs at me, so be it. Yeah. At least I have money in my account. Yeah. Because I've been there. I've been to the point where I had to call a restaurant and say, hey, you messed up on my order in order to eat. Right? Oh, wow. I've been there. I've been to the point where we weren't married at the time, but I've been to the point where I had to call a restaurant and say, hey, y'all forgot this in my order. Yeah. To make sure I provide for my family. I've been there. Wow. And that's somewhere I would never allow myself to go now. If I spend $1, damn it, I need to make 20. Mm-hmm. So that's my mindset. Absolutely. My mindset is to stay above water and never get level with the water. Mm-hmm. If I never get level with the water, that means I never go under again. So I'm always up in the clouds, man. You got a good point, man. You want to reach 6 figures before you're 25. Mm-hmm. Did I have 6 figures before I was 25? No, but I was going towards it. Mm-hmm. Am I 6 figures now? Yes, I'm 6 figures now. Now I want 7 figures. Yeah. And I'm going to get there. But you need to pinch a penny. Squeeze that penny so hard until Abraham Lincoln cries. My grandfather used to tell me, do not allow the money to burn holes in your pocket. Mm. What that means is, as soon as the money gets there, don't let it get too hot when you take it out and spend it.
I like that, man.
Keep the money in your pocket. Keep the money in your pocket. Yeah. And presidents are dead, right, Stan?
Yeah.
So they're easy to catch.
You got to find ways to get your money to work for you, and that's one thing that I've learned from a lot of our mentors is just getting your money to work for you and your finances to work for you, and being disciplined in that area is critically important if you have a financial goal. People kind of laugh when I say this, but me and Steven, actually not even Steven, our whole team, I've told him from the very beginning, if we have $1 billion exit strategy.
Absolutely.
So if we're ever going to exit out, it's going to be $1 billion. And people are like, how are you going to reach $1 billion? But we had talked about it. We have goals next year as a team. For example, we want to hit that 8-figure mark as a team. Yes. In order to reach that 8-figure mark, we have to have a game plan that is 9 figures. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You have to shoot way, way, way above. And we all have to be disciplined. And we're going to sit down and we're going to say, hey, what is it going to take us? What is it going to take for us to get there? Where we have to be more disciplined at? What are we willing to sacrifice to get there? Because at the end of the day, we want to impact millions of dogs and millions of people. Yeah. In order to do that, you got to have the tool, and the tool is money. People think money is a bad thing, but it's not, man. It can be utilized as something that's really, really good. And a lot of people who don't have money or they're not in a financial good state, they're going to say it's bad. But like you said, if you've been broke, you understand how money can be utilized.
Yeah, they say money is the root of all evil. You know,
it's not. It's the people that's evil. So, like my 7-year-old, I didn't have a father growing up. So, back to the self-discipline. Right? Yeah. I have to work on not giving him everything he formed his mouth to ask for. Sure. Just because I didn't have a father to give it to me, I felt like I was obligated to provide for my kids. Mm-hmm. So I tell my wife, hey, before I come home, the backyard, if there's a dog in there, the kid should have a poop scooper getting it up before I get home. I shouldn't have to do that in order, because he thinks he's a freaking cop, right?
Yeah.
Ethan thinks he's a police. He wakes up every
I
morning.
love his outfits, man. I thought it was
he-
Halloween every day, and that dude comes in, dude, and he rocks it.
downstairs.
Wears it to a
As soon
T.
as you come downstairs, right, we have like this closet where you can hang your jacket and all that stuff, store stuff in. That's Ethan's changing. That's his Superman closet now. So he goes in there, he drops off his basketball shorts, he comes out, and now he's like RoboCop.
Yeah.
The guy has a real duty belt, has his gun in there, has handcuffs. He has the whole getup.
Yeah.
He swears he's a cop. And I said, son, I love police officers. I love them. But a lot of them don't make a lot of money now, son. And then they get shot at, and people don't respect them anymore. Police officers just don't get the respect. And then their own department turns against them just to save face in the news.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I hate that the police are doing that to other officers now. So
It's wild.
I told my son, don't do it. You know what he told me? But I'm a good cop.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. We could talk about that. That's another subject. One bad apple doesn't mean that everybody.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's another topic. But, when it comes to self-discipline, there's a lot of things that, if you're trying to achieve a goal, you have to ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice? Especially like when it comes to, I'm sure you didn't sit at home when you were trying to achieve a PSA level 3 watching Game of Thrones or Power or, you sacrifice television, you sacrifice the clubs, you sacrifice clothes trying to fit in, like it's kind of crazy now. Like material things are such a worship thing right now, but and there's so many fake people on the internet. They'll rent Lambos and they paint this false facade, but they don't really understand the grind, man, it takes to get to a certain area or achieve a certain result. So that's something that, you guys who are listening, you need to challenge yourself. What are you willing to sacrifice? I spent 10 years living at my mom's in my upper 20s and mid 30s. It's a sacrifice I had to make to scale up this business. You know how embarrassing that is? It's embarrassing, but I knew I had to do it to get to where I wanted to get today, which today, now that I've achieved some of the things that I've always dreamed of, it's like people think once you reach a certain goal that it gets easier and then you can rest and relax. But anybody who's a high achiever understands that once you reach a certain goal, that bar don't stop. You keep setting that bar.
Never satisfied.
Never satisfied.
Never satisfied.
The day you're satisfied is the day you'll fail.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Any last closing words you have, Derek, for anybody?
Yes. When it comes to being self-disciplined with training your pup or your dog, take in all the negative comments that you're going to receive, because I receive them daily, and use them as motivation to not just prove something to yourself, but to put it in the forefront of those people's faces and make them eat the words that they've typed towards you or said to your face. And that's something that motivates me, because like I mentioned, I'm highly competitive.
Yeah.
I hate to lose. Even when me, Stacy, and Coy, and all of us trained together, I used to tell everyone, even though we're in the same club, and people say we're competing against the sport. Yeah, we are. But I want to beat you.
Yeah.
I want to beat you bad.
Yeah.
And that's my goal. My goal is, when I was at casino, I want to catch everyone in the threes, right? Now, Coy has my puppy, one of my dogs, KP, right? Doing great with him. So now know what my goal is? To catch Coy in the threes with his younger brother.
Yeah.
So, and the people think, how you going to do that? Hey, man, in 2 years, it takes a while to get through the level 2s.
Yeah.
Coy's in the level 2s. I think he's going to breeze through it. But level 3s, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I hope he get out of there quicker. But if he's there, I want to compete on the same field with Coy. Stacy has a new puppy. I want to compete on the same field with Stacy and his new puppy.
Yeah.
Whatever dog Calvin has, I'll crush Calvin.
Ooh.
I'll crush
Calvin.
Calvin, that's my
You know
boy.
Calvin's hungry too, man. He's a young
Yeah, he's
lion.
really. I love it. I
Cool guy.
love it. I love it. But Calvin, I crush you.
Yeah.
On the PSA field, yeah, I'll crush a lot of these people.
Yeah.
Y'all listen to me. I'm gonna crush you.
Yeah, and if you take offense to it, then do something about
Do
it.
something about it.
Yeah.
Only person that's gonna stop me is the judge.
Yeah.
No one else can stop me. I can
Absolutely.
only stop myself and the
Yeah,
judge. Judge
absolutely.
can stop me.
Yeah, man.
He better stop me and to make sure it's a good, legit stoppage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh, I'm talking
Yeah.
shit this morning, man.
It is what it is, man.
I have a lot on my mind, man.
What about you, Logan?
Kind of the same thing you said. I mean, when it comes to being self-disciplined, you gotta do it, man. You gotta have consistency, financial, nutrition, whatever it is you're doing. I mean, family, kids, wife. You know what I mean? You have to have self-discipline to succeed in anything you do. And I think that kind of realizing where you're at, and then setting a goal, achieving that goal, and being disciplined through the whole thing is how you're gonna get there.
Yeah.
So just for whoever's listening, I mean, everybody starts somewhere. Everybody starts at a different spot. Everybody has a different routine, a different lifestyle. That they live a different way. They see things different, and I just think that you find what you're good at. You have consistency and self-discipline through the whole course of the process, and you're gonna get there. You just, like you said, only person that can stop you is you. You know what I mean? So
Hey, Stan, before we close. So I hope everyone in my club is listening. Hope everyone in Coy's club is listening.
All right.
Any other clubs in the Dallas area, hope they're listening. The people in Arkansas, the people on the East Coast. Every club member in that club, if you choose to miss dog training, you're only setting yourself and your dog back. You will not.
Absolutely.
You will not close out the highest goal, and that's the level 3. Missing training for stuff that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm running late, so show up.
Well, you make a valid point. A lot of people are like, well, I don't have time. I'm trying to run my own business. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And it's like, no, you have time.
Stan,
You're just not disciplined on
Stan,
sacrifice.
I get tired of seeing dogs. I see dogs every day.
Yeah.
All day for the business.
Yeah.
Then after we're done with that, we have to go to club training.
Yeah.
Do I be tired? Yeah, I do. I've achieved my goal. I can sit back and say I'm done.
Yeah.
But I want more. And I want more for the people that trains up under me. I want them to succeed. So with that being said, if you miss training, and I hope all the training directors are listening, because I'm pretty sure they agree with me 110%.
Yeah.
If you're missing training for bullshit goals, if it's not a family emergency or things like that, we understand that. But if you're missing training because you're tired and your ass is too lazy to get up and do it, quit the damn sport.
Absolutely.
Quit.
Yeah.
Sell your dog. Get the hell out of it.
Yeah, you got to evaluate yourself, because if you're tired, then it's probably has something to do with your nutrition. If
Yeah, you're fat.
Yeah, or if you're tired, you're not sacrificing certain things. Like I said at the beginning of the show, is that I have to wake up at 4:30 to fit in my day. Period. Do you think I want to wake up at 4:30? I don't mind now.
No.
But
No,
I
it's
didn't
not
at
the
first.
start, yeah.
I watch Mike and JT work their puppies and sweat
Yeah.
after working their puppies.
Yeah.
And then they say, man, I'm tired. Yeah, because you're fat.
Yeah.
And I tell them that, like, and these are my brothers, right?
Yeah.
And I tell them, look, man, you got to work out. Mike is going to work out. Mike is going to lose weight, because once he's on it, he's on it. JT started out being Mike's trainer, and JT's fatter than Mike.
Yeah, no, I believe in Mike. Mike's a great guy, man. He inspired me a lot in a lot of ways with his business, and just his relationship, and his relationship with his daughter and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, Mike's a good
Mike's
guy.
a great guy.
I love him, man.
But yeah, man, when it comes to achieving a goal or result, there's just the bottom line, man. Like you got to make sacrifices. You got to be self-disciplined. I would start out in the morning. If your first investment should be yourself. You need to focus on your nutrition. I noticed that when I decided to stop drinking, start focusing on my health and fitness, started watching what types of food I put in my body, and did it consistently, like you keep repeating, right? That's one of the key secrets. Like how many times do we get people asking us, hey, I've used this product. When am I going to see results? And it's kind of like,
They use it for 2 weeks.
yeah, 2 weeks. And it's like,
right. Come on now.
dude.
He's too lazy to go scoop it, man.
Well, here's the thing. The real question is, I don't know. That depends on how disciplined you are going to be with your dog's training, your dog's diet. These ain't magic powders and pills, man.
It goes back to that, too. People want to buy the product, and they want to see the results in the first 2 to 3 weeks. But like I said, when it comes to financial, aspect of everything, too, you have to invest into something, just like for training. You know how much money you probably spend on teeth through the course of years, boxing, basketball, sports.
Yeah.
You have to invest your money into something that's gonna, at the end of the day, it's gonna work.
Let your money make money for you.
Yeah, like I'm gonna buy some product. Oh, I'm only gonna buy it one time and expect results in 3 weeks. No, you have to be consistent with it.
It's got to be a lifestyle.
It takes months, man.
Yeah.
So, that's where it comes to financial stuff too. Is like you can't just expect to buy something one time and especially if it's on the aspect of nutrition, like, protein or, multivitamins and stuff like that. And it's just going to.
You can't, here's the deal. You cannot disrespect the grind.
Right.
You
can't.
disrespect the grind. Listen, man, I haven't drank for almost 6 months, right? I've been going to the gym. There's sometimes I miss some days and stuff like that. I could have been more disciplined with my diet. I hold myself 100% accountable. Am I better off than I was? Absolutely. Can I improve that area? Absolutely. But, dude, when it comes to body transformations, I'm telling you right now, especially with your dog, and in training too, you can get some aspects, but to get your dog to PSA level 3, you have to be really, really self-disciplined, and it takes an extended period of time and a huge commitment to achieve that goal. And the same thing with your body, and the same thing with your dog. Your dog is a mass of living cells. It does not change the difference. If you're trying to reduce the weight of your dog because it's obese, it's not going to happen in 2 weeks, and it's not going to be based off a magic powder. It's going to be based off your self-discipline and the consistency you have with your dog's diet and nutrition and exercise program and training program. So, but with all that being said, the bottom line is this, man. I would start out with a list, a morning list, 2 or 3 things, and that's going to optimize yourself. For me, like I said, it starts out with water, working out, and reading, and gratitude. Gratitude is a very, very big thing. It's a key secret. I started out in the morning with my journal. I write down all the things that I'm grateful for, and it puts your mind in a different place. I thought it was something that was little and minor, but those small, minor details, they compound. And they compound, and they compound, and they compound. And then I do it before I go to bed. So guess what? Now I go to bed with gratitude instead of, I never go to bed angry.
Yeah.
You don't understand what I'm saying?
Let me rewind a little bit here, right? Before I do anything in the morning, and this will help anyone that's a believer, right?
Yeah.
Thank God before you do
gratitude.
anything. So my prayer every morning, it doesn't change. Is, Lord, thank you for awakening me, my family, and all of your other children that walk the face of this earth this morning. I ask that you forgive me for the sins I've committed, and ask that you forgive me for the sins that I will commit. By no means I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
And I love you. Amen. Then I go on with my day.
Yeah, gratitude, man. And no matter what religious belief you have, or everybody has a higher power, you know, and everybody, I mean, whether you're just in the laws of the universe or you have a certain religious faith, either way, man, you're going to have to start out with, I would highly suggest starting out with gratitude.
Yes.
It actually saved my personal relationship as well at home, because we start out, and we have our own journals now. We write down the things that we're grateful for about each other, and then in the evening we do the same thing. Start out with it and end your day with it, and it's going to change your life. That's just one aspect. I mean, we'll get into more details if you follow any of us, especially me. If you follow me, you're going to see a lot of. I'm just not the type of person that's going to let you level down. So that's just
Correct.
what it is. But
he's very motivated.
But with that being said, again, man, thank you all for tuning in. If you could do us a major solid, it would help us out a lot. If you have not left a review, leave us a review. All the stuff that we're offering is for free. We're investing a lot of time because we understand the importance of sharing knowledge. A lot of people obtain knowledge, they don't want to share it, they don't want to see other people succeed. One of our core values here at XDOG is that everything we do is about win-win. And win-win is like, if I'm going to do something, I want to win, but I also want to see him win. I want to see Derek win. I want to see everybody around us win. I mean, that's a big thing that I think that gives us a huge advantage in any aspect of life. And you need to surround yourself around people who want to see you win, but also want to see others win as well. So thank you again for tuning into this episode. And man, we love y'all and we appreciate your support. We couldn't do without you. And we look to solving more problems with you here in the future.